Hi guys, welcome to my Dota 2 Techies guide. In this guide I'm going to show you how to play Techies. It's one of my favorite supports right now, although it has a very bad reputation in the Dota 2 community. This hero brings a huge toolkit for your team. You have a built-in initiate, you got huge damage, you got slow, you got AoE disarm, you have minus magic resistance on your ultimate mines. Your ultimate mines give you huge vision in the entire game. You also have very strong early game and huge gank potential. Have fun with my guide. First, I'm going to talk about some basic stuff like the item build and skill build, and later we're going to talk about some advanced tactics you can do with techies. So we're starting with an item build. Your starting items are really straightforward. You get a circlet, a gauntlet of strength, a branch, you get a tango, blood grenade, one or two sentries, and a ward. This item build gives you the potential to build up your bracer in the early game. Then you get a magic wand and the tranquil boots and maybe a second bracer if you need it. The bracers give you more damage on lane because you have your talent which deals more max HP, but I'm gonna tell you something about this later. In mid game you want to finish your ether lines first. This gives you more mana regen. Also improves your initiate range because you have more range on your stun initiate. Also, this allows you, after you jumped in, to place 3 mines around the enemy so he can't escape and you have huge burst damage. Afterwards, you can get a Glimmer Cape and then your Blast Off deals less damage to you. Also, this gives you an escape mechanism to get out of the team fight if you jumped in. Next up are the late game items. As I told you, this hero is very versatile. You can buy whatever your team needs after you got your mid game items. I really like to build up the Ethereal Blade. This gives you an opportunity to save yourself even more against right-click heroes. Also, this allows you to jump on an enemy hero and deal more damage, and they can't kill your mines while they are stunned, because their mines take a little bit more time than the stun lasts after you jumped in, and they are able to sometimes kill a mine or two, and with the Ethereal Blade they can't. Then there's the Hex, especially against heroes like Puck or Storm or the enemy carries. This is, in my opinion, very mandatory in the late game, and I like to buy the Hex after I get my Ethereal Blade. After you got Hex and your Ethereal Blade, you can buy everything your team needs. Maybe your team needs another Silence or a Lotus Orb to maybe dispel Global or to protect your carry. You could also buy an Octarine Core, which allows you to place more mines and have lower cooldown on your Hex and Ethereal Blade, for example. Arcanum Scepter is also very funny to play on this hero, but in my opinion there are better items out there for techies than the Arcanum Scepter right now on this patch. Next up is a skill build. First of all, you pick the Spleen Secret Source Facet, the red one. It gives you a blast of 15% max HP as bonus damage. That's also why we buy 1 or 2 bracers in the early game. This makes your blast off deal like 50% or more damage to the enemy in the early game if you hit it. Especially against low HP carry heroes like Slark or low HP supports like AA. They die instantly. There's not a huge difference between the two skill builds I'm showing you. First off, you're gonna start with a Blast Off. This gives you really big damage in the early game, also huge initiate at the root fight at minute 0. You want to max your Blast Off first, because this is your main initiation and damage spell. Then you have the option on level 2 to either go the Mine or the Disarm. On level 3 you go the Blast Off again, and then, like I told you, either you have the Bomb or the Disarm. As I told you, we are maxing a Blast Off on this hero. On level 6 you take the Ultimate Mines, and this is also another huge power spike for you. Don't make the mistake to be passive when you get level 6 and plant mines in your own forest. You want the mines to kill people, and this is what Techies does in the early game. And the skill build then is pretty straightforward, maxing your Blast Off, then the mine, and then later you get the Taser to disarm enemies more. The talent tree is also straightforward. I'm always picking the proximity mines cooldown, then the blast off damage, the blast off cooldown on level 20, and on level 25 I like to take the proximity mines, but sometimes the damage is also okay, but I really recommend you to take the proximity mine activation delay. So, the game just started, you managed to gather your team at the rune, and the first thing you want to do is blast off into the entire enemy team. Most of the times, enemies don't expect the huge damage from the blast off, because Techies is not played really much. What happens here is I try to bait them because we have a putsch. They think they can kill me, and then I can blast off the entire enemy team. This happens more often than you think. Like every second or third game I have this initiation on the rune. This secures the rune, gives your team 1 or 2 kills most of the time, and this really makes your game start really good for your entire team. As you can see here, we got 3 kills with this initiation, and this is where Techies really shines. So you arrived on your lane. The first thing you want to do as a support is block the enemy pull camp. As I showed you in my support video, I'm gonna blend in here right now. Then what I like to do as a techies at first wave is just jump into the first wave, hit the enemy, and hit the enemy range creep. This secures the range creep, also does huge damage to the enemy carry. This means he needs to use all his tangles he has now in his inventory to get the full HP again. And also, if you push the first wave into the tower this fast, you will get a lot of lane control, because the enemy will be pushing really hard now and your offlane can farm very easily inside of their own tower. As you can see here, the next wave also runs into the tower, and after this you will be able to farm very far behind in your tower, and also this gives you more kill potential on the lane. You should do this in every game and always try to hit the enemy with it. As your lane progresses, always try to use the suicide on cooldown, but make sure you have enough HP or maybe your stick charges to survive the enemy that's gonna initiate on you very surely after you went in. Just keep harassing the enemy, you got good range and good attack speed on this hero. Just keep on playing very aggressive, bring another set of tangos if you need. If you get the tranquil boots early from my item build, you will be able to use your blast off on cooldown to just harass the enemy all the time and be a very nuisance to your enemy. This is important so your offlane can farm safely. This is another clip I show you how to play aggressive on lane. As you can see, I can just go ham on the enemies because you have so much armor and so much HP with your double bracers in the early game. You can just right click the enemies all the time and you deal huge damage. And I can even go into tower. This was a little deep actually, but because you have so much armor on techies and so much HP, you can do these kinds of things. I was really scared for a second right here, but I managed to survive. I was really deep there, but I managed to survive, and we even killed the disruptor. Techies is also very strong doing early rotations. As you can see here, it's minute 5. I see the enemies are going on my safe lane carry. I just TP and kill their offlane and even their support. This is possible because Techies has such huge damage in the early game. You can really kill high armor heroes and high HP heroes in the early game, which normally isn't possible, especially against heroes like the Kroblos. She normally is too tanky to gank in the early game, but with the Techies damage you just delete this hero. You even got the slow on the Q, so this means in combination with my draw she can't even follow anyone and just dies to the rotation. So to sum up, it's really important to just do the rotations on techies in the early game so you help your teammate, especially your carry and your mid player, to have a good game. As soon as you get level 6, you got a huge power spike on techies with their ultimate mines. Don't make the mistakes and go into your own jungle to like plant a minefield of 20 mines there. You want to do kills, you want to initiate counter ganks, and this is what happens here. I had some mines lined up. Our Legion got the dual damage because techies has huge burst damage. We even killed their mid laner and successfully counter ganked the enemy with the mines. The next power spike you have is getting your ether lens. This allows you to have more range with your initiations and also allows you to plant 3 mines in a short duration of time around the enemy to make a kill. As soon as you got your Ethereal Blades, the fights look like this. You have a huge initiation range, then you run in, just Ethereal Blade someone, and he's just gonna die. In this case, I Ethereal Bladed Coddle, and the Bristleback also dies. Having Ethereal and Glimmer Cape on this hero really gives you a huge toolkit to kite around the enemy carry. As you can see here, he has a way higher level than me, is obviously more farmed than the support. I just bait his rage with my Ethereal Blade. Now he tries to find me with a Glimmer Cape, can't find me. I keep on harassing him until my teammates arrive. He thinks he can kill me. I disarmed him before he can do anything, and he just dies to the damage of Techies and Push. This is why you need the Ethereal Blade and Glimmer Cape to be successful on this hero. Techies is also very strong at securing Roche for your team. As you can see, I'm planting a minefield before we do Roche. The teamfight starts and they're getting damage from the mines. The teamfight starts, they're getting huge damage from the mines, and we have a safe place to retreat. As you can see here, our Mars can retreat safely into the mines until the whole team is here, and they couldn't fight us because we had a minefield right at Roche. Techies also exiles when the enemy team is doing Roche. Oftentimes they're really clumped, you can deal huge damage when the teamfight starts. Another strategy I use is when pushing the enemy towers is always have some retreat mines. This means you have some mines in the back so your team can safely retreat and maybe get an exit kill when you leave. As you can see here, this is even a funny combo. Marcy just rolls in the crop on my mine and she dies and they can retreat safely. As I told you earlier, Techies is very versatile. I skipped the Glimmer Cape in this game because we needed the Hex and the Silence. I could silence the Push, he couldn't kill me. Now they try to attack me, I can just Ethereal Blade myself, the Puck can't escape because I have my Hex, and you just win the teamfight, because Techies is so versatile and can do a lot of items. To sum up, Techies is a very versatile hero right now, it makes a lot of fun to play, and if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Goodbye.